Taoiseach, I'd like to ask you about the future planning for the use of technology in post-primary schools. And although you may not be familiar with the independent review group with Howth College in County Meath, I think it does shine a light onto the problems that are emerging with a policy that has no uniformity and no across-the-board structure to deal with the technology and the provision of iPads and other digital equipment to students. And if you look at that independent review group, what it shows is that in this situation, the question of digital poverty and device inequality looms very large. There are many cases where parents and teachers struggle to pay for devices for post-primary children to learn. And if we want to move to a system that is now commonplace across Europe, we do need some uniformity right across the entire education structure. Whether it's access to the internet inside school or outside school is kind of a separate debate, and what kind of technology we use is kind of a separate debate. The point here is, how is the department and is the department about to fund the provision of technological devices for post-primary schools so that no child is left behind and that everybody is treated the same. I think that this report looks at the school pre-COVID and during COVID, so it shines a light on the problems, and of course these problems intensified during the pandemic and during the lockdown. So I would like to ask you, would you comment on that, and would you care to highlight the glaring gap in poverty, digital poverty and digital inequality that exists across secondary education?
In terms of technology in post-primary schools, for many, many years the governments have been supporting technology in post-primary schools. The latest plan, the Economic Recovery Plan, and we've applied to Europe for substantial funding for Recovery and Resilience Plan, involves very substantive investment in technology in schools. I think it's up to 60 million, if I'm not mistaken. And that will take a variety of forms in terms of increased connectivity for schools, but also in terms of deployment of technology devices and so forth. And there has always been a policy, to be fair, to discriminate in favour of deaf schools or schools where there's considerable socioeconomic disadvantage.